Mike Pence crushed Kamala Harris so badly and was in command so much so that this fly landed on his head and tried to make sweet, sweet love to that beautiful white hair of his. Welcome to Discourse Politics, everyone. We are going to officially change the middle name of Mike Pence to Drop because last night he was Mike Drop Pence. But before we get into the 6 mic drops by Mike Drop Pence, I want to look at pre-debate. Take a look at this footage. Now, before the debate starts, both candidates are sitting there writing stuff, doing their own thing while she's doing her speech. But then Mike Pence looks directly at Senator Harris, and I swear to you, this man looks like a tiger that just found his next meal. Did he not look like a steely-eyed killer? For 3 seconds, he stared into her soul. This man was ready for the debate. I swear to you, he was about 2 seconds away from looking at the moderator and saying, "For we who are about to die salute you." This man was stepping into the ring and he was ready for this debate. Now let's take a look at the 6 times Mike Drop Pence dropped the mic on Kamala Harris last night in no particular order. Number 1.
The reality is, when you look at the Biden plan, it reads an awful lot like what President Trump and I and our task force have been doing every step of the way. I mean, quite frankly, when I look at their plan that talks about advancing testing, creating new PPE, developing a vaccine, it looks a little bit like plagiarism, which is something Joe Biden knows a little bit about.
Burn, man, burn. Joe Biden has a history of plagiarism. It is a long history of plagiarism. Sometime, if you get a chance, take a look at it. It's pretty funny. But that was definitely the number one, or that was definitely the first mic drop moment of the debate. On to number 2.
About the opportunity to see Judge Amy Coney Barrett become Justice Amy Coney Barrett. She's a brilliant woman, and she will bring a lifetime of experience and a sizable American family to the Supreme Court of the United States. And our hope is, in the hearing next week, unlike Justice Kavanaugh received with treatment from you and others, we hope she gets a fair hearing.
So you all remember the Kavanaugh farce, where basically everybody was coming out of the woodwork to accuse Kavanaugh of all kinds of crazy things. It got to the point to where it felt like Democrats were running a commercial on TV saying, "Have you been touched by Judge Kavanaugh? If so, call 1-800. Like those mesothelioma commercials. It was pretty bad. That's how bad it got during the Kavanaugh hearing. So it's good for Mike Pence to put this in front of voters because, quite simply, there were a lot of people that were turned off during the Kavanaugh hearings and kind of what the Democrats did. On to number 3.
And the truth and the fact is, Joe Biden has been very clear. He will not raise taxes on anybody who makes less than $400,000 a year.
He said he's going to repeal the Trump tax cuts.
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking.
Well,
I'm speaking.
It'd be important if you said the truth.
That's terrible. That's pretty funny. It'd be important if you said the truth. On to number 4.
The fact that you continue to undermine public confidence in a vaccine, if the vaccine emerges during the Trump administration, I think is unconscionable. And Senator, I just ask you, stop playing politics with people's lives.
So when someone first asked Kamala Harris if she would take a vaccine, she denied that she would during the Trump administration, or kind of framed it that way. Joe Biden cleaned it up shortly thereafter and said that he would take a vaccine. Of course he would, as long as the scientists said it was okay. And then Kamala Harris came along and said she would also do the same thing if a vaccine was created and the scientists said it was good. That was days after she first said that she wouldn't take a vaccine during the Trump administration because she wouldn't trust it. So I think he's pretty on point here when he says stop playing politics with people's lives. Next is number 5.
Thank you,
And
Senator
the
Harris.
people, Susan, are voting right now. They'd like to know if you and Joe Biden are going to pack the Supreme Court if you don't get your way in this nomination.
Let's talk about packing.
You once again gave a non-answer. Joe Biden gave a non-answer.
Trying to answer you
the
now.
American people deserve a straight answer. And if you haven't figured it out yet, the straight answer is they are going to pack the Supreme Court.
Justice.
I just want the record to reflect she never answered the question. So I think maybe the next debate, Joe Biden will answer the question.
you,
But I think
thank
the
you.
American people know the answer.
Thank you, Vice President.
So they have been repeatedly asked this question, the Biden-Harris ticket. Both Biden and Harris refused to answer the question. Are you going to stack the court? It seems like a simple enough question, but that's why I like this push by Mike Pence, because even Jake Tapper of CNN asked Kamala Harris to once and for all say whether or not she would stack the court. She didn't answer the question, and he signed off the segment by saying, I just want to state for the record, you didn't answer the question. So they have not answered the question, and they've been asked several times, which leads me to believe that Mike Pence is right. They are going to stack the court. And finally, number 6, which is one of my favorite ones, if not my favorite one, after almost an hour and a half of beating down Kamala Harris and her poor debate performance, Mike Pence cornered her to where she looks at the debate moderator, and I swear her body language is, please stop him from talking.
And it really is remarkable that as a former prosecutor, you would assume that an impaneled grand jury looking at all the evidence got it wrong. But you're entitled to your opinion, Senator. But you talk about having personally prosecuted. I'm glad you brought up your record, Senator.
Thank you.
But I really need to make this
Does
point.
that not look like the face of somebody who's had enough? Please stop him from talking. It's the end of the debate. Can you please stop him from talking? Because I don't like the point that he's about to make. So let me know down in the comments below what you thought the best part was. Did Mike Pence win the debate, first of all? And second of all, what was your favorite part? Like and subscribe for more. This is a political channel for political junkies by a political junkie, and I will see you next video. Thank you.